Chair recognizes from the well to present the invite resolution, Representative Chuck Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed a pleasure and a privilege to be in front of you this morning to share with you one of those rare gems, rare treasures that we have the opportunity to come across from time to time. Ransom Jackson is a resident of Athens, Clark County, Georgia. He is here with his wife, Terry. Terry, if you would stand up and let us please recognize you. Terry Jackson. This gentleman has quite a story, and I have been privileged to partake in part of it in recent years. And Mr. Speaker, if it would please the body, I'm going to defer the remainder of my time to an individual who really needs no introduction in this body, the second most famous native of Wrightsville, Georgia, when it comes to Georgia athletics, Mr. Lauren Smith, the Executive Secretary of the Georgia Bulldog Club. Lauren Smith.
Well, it's nice to be here. I always enjoy coming when there's a statewide gathering, and I just love this state. I love the opportunity to quail hunt, go to the Masters, go see the Braves. I'm so happy that baseball, which does a lot of things right, did right by John Schuerholz. That's a wonderful thing. And Randy Jackson here, actually, John, you may not know this, has a recognition in the Baseball Hall of Fame because he was the first major leaguer to be given a free pass on an intentional walk. Now that's a pretty good distinction, Randy. You were the first. And Randy is really a treasure in Athens. We've got a lot of landmarks we appreciate. The hedges, of course, the chapel bell, the double-barrel cannon, and then Ransom was a fixture at the Athens Country Club for so many years, where he shot his age from age 66 until he gave up the game. That tells you what kind of an athlete he was. He has the distinction of being the only person to ever play in the Cotton Bowl back-to-back years with two different teams. He played first with TCU, and this was during the war years, and then later with Texas. He's been a wonderful friend of ours for many, many years in Athens, great community supporter. And we thank you, everybody from Hayhara to Resaca. By the way, you know, Resaca is where I met a famous bootlegger who told me an interesting story about revenue meeting this kid at the foot of the mountain. Said, son, says, where's your pa? He says he's up on the mountain making moonshine. Says, where's your ma? Said, she's up there helping him. Said, I'll give you a quarter to take me to him. So the kid held out his hand. Revenue said, oh no, I'll pay you when we get back. The kid said, no, if you go up there, you ain't coming back. So I'd like to thank Chuck Williams, and I really appreciate your honoring Ransom Jackson, because something of an unsung hero. 10 years in the big leagues, last Brooklyn Dodger that hit a home run, just has many successful facets to his life, but it's always been a modest and unassuming hero. Ransom Jackson.
Thank you, Lauren. I hope you all don't mind if I sit. Let's see, 12 years of pro ball, 3 years of college baseball, 3 years of college football, and 70-some-odd years of golf. And that's why I need help. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be here. To be honest, this is my first trip to the Capitol. I've passed it 100 times or more. but I have connections, so to speak. I was in business in Athens with a guy named Bob Argo. I don't know whether y'all remember him. He was here quite a while. Then I knew a little kid by the name of Brian Kemp, and I knew him back when he was just barely getting around. And then another guy named Hugh Logan, I'm sorry. Hugh Logan. I don't know whether you remember. Hugh was way back. But anyway, Hugh called me my last year in the major leagues. He said, I want you to come back to Athens. I said, well, I'm kind of planning on it. I really like Texas. I spent so many years out there in East Texas. Great. So I planned on going back out there. But he said, I got you a house. I built a house for you. It's in a nice section. I've already got you a loan. It's with Athens Federal. I think it's for $20,000, and the house is 1,600 square feet, and the house is, I got it for you for $20,000. I said, that's a lot of money. You know, what do I know? You know, I've gone through life just kind of going. You know, I never planned on playing baseball, never planned on playing football, didn't do anything in high school. And but Hugh got me this house, and it turned out fine. And so that's why. And this was 1958. So I've been in Athens ever since. Love it, beautiful town. Been married to my wife 43 years now. She keeps up with that. I don't. And today's my birthday. You know, and I guess you want to know how old I am. Well, I am 91 today. And so I've got cards and everything already. But it's great to be here, and I don't have any idea what I'm supposed to do up here, which is the story of my life. But I really do appreciate you recognizing me. It's a great honor. I love the state, and you know, and to get an honor from the state itself, and I guess y'all are considered the state. Then it just means something to me, and. I don't know whether I'm supposed to ask for questions or not. But I played up there, but I played with guys, and I see some of you old enough to remember, baseball fans to remember these guys. I spent 6 years playing against Jackie Robinson. I played 1 year with him, his last year. I was traded from the Cubs to the Dodgers to take Jackie's place. And incidentally, the Cubs did pretty good. Last year. I was so excited about that. But I've played with all the Dodgers, Pee Wee Reese, Gil Hodges, Duke Snyder, all those guys I played with. I played against them first. And I used to be, when we would go into Ebbets Field to play the Dodgers, I felt like we were one run behind before the game started. That's the way I felt. Because they had so many good guys. We had some pretty good guys. I was there when Ernie Banks came up with the Cubs. He and I played side by side for a couple of years. I taught him quite a bit. So anyway, as I said, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I think you've probably seen enough of me. And I know y'all have got things to do. I appreciate you having me. Again, thanks so much for the honor.